block 7, and this block is called Swell. And pay particular attention. My first attempt was a bit hilarious, but I got there in the end once Tony had shown me. So when you
tight crocheters, walk out.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
That's right. So once you watch the videos, we make it a lot easier for you.
Yeah, so this time around I wanted to try and replicate a little bit of ripples on the sea, you know, water just sitting by the edge of the water, and you've got the sand and the water sitting on the sand, and it's just starting to ripple back, and you've got that little ripple effect. So so I call this sea swell, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, we've got a little bit of a sea swell happening there. So you've got these swells of movement and then these little lines. So basically you pull through all these long loops, and then you make single crochets through the loops to sit on top of the loops. So you've got long loops, and then you've got little single crochets that sit on the top of the loops to pull the loops all together. But you need the nice long loops to be nice and smooth.
There's no forgiveness. So if you are too tight, you're just not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Just undo that one stitch that you're doing and then redo it again. And you'll probably do that a few times. But once you're in the rhythm, then you're flying.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So I can recommend, if you think that you're a bit tight for it, get yourself a scrap ball of yarn and have a go with some scrap yarn. And do it with your scrap yarn and practice it with that before you do it with your good yarn, because really it's worthwhile mastering the stitch, because it is a lovely stitch. It feels really nice. Make your tension nice and loose but controlled. Not loosey-goosey, I don't care, but loose but controlled. All right? Maybe have a gin and tonic or wine or whatever else relaxes you, but don't go too off the rails, because you don't want it to be any which way but loose everywhere. But yes, but it's a very nice block. I was very happy with how this came out. So hopefully you will enjoy it.
Everyone, welcome to block 7, which is called Swell. So you need to do your 49 chain, and then turn that round and do 48 single crochets, or you can do what I've done, and that's 48 foundation single crochets. And so we're going to start now on row 3. So we're going to chain 1 and do a single crochet into the first stitch, which is right here. So we do 1 single crochet. Then we're going to chain another stitch. Okay, so I've done my chain 1, I've done my single crochet, I've done another chain, and now what we're going to do is make our first LLP4. Okay, so yarn over, we're going to miss this single crochet here, and over the next 5 stitches, so we're going to do this this stitch. So you've got to be nice and loose, and here we go, make sure you pull up your loops nice and long. So skip that stitch into this one, pull it up. So that's 1, yarn over into the next stitch, 2, yarn over into the next stitch, which is 3, yarn over into the next one, which is 4, yarn over, make sure we've got plenty of yarn, into the next stitch, that makes it 5, pull it up nice and tight, and you should have 10 loops on your hook, and that one's probably a little bit loose, there we go, yarn over, hold it all down and pull it right through to the last stitch, yarn over and pull through. So now what we're going to do, that's the first part of the stitch made. The next part of the stitch is 4 single crochets through all these loops that you've made. So pop your needle back, your hook back in, right through. And you know when you're in the right place, because that initial one should match up with the bar on your crochet hook. And this is where we do 4 single crochets. So yarn over and pull through. So that's 1. Back through again. 2. One more. Four. And you'll see that your stitch is starting to twist. So then what we're going to do is we're going to chain one, skip one single crochet, so we're going to miss this one and we're going to do a single crochet into this stitch here. We're going to chain the next stitch and then we're going to repeat again. So we're going to miss this stitch here. I'm going to go over the next 5 stitches. So just make sure you've got plenty of yarn. And here we go. So miss that one and over the next 5 stitches. So in and pull it up nice and tall. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over, pull through all the way through except to the end. So you've got 2 left. Yarn over, pull through. So now we're going to go back through all these stitches again and make our 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make 1 chain, miss the next single crochet and we're going to do a crochet into this stitch here. Do 1 chain, we're going to miss the next single crochet and we're going to do our LLP4 again. So make sure you've got plenty of yarn and that you're nice and loose, ready to go. Got a bit of a knot in my yarn, so I'll just get that's better. Okay, so missing that single crochet and we're going into here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 5th stitch. So we've finished up there. Pull through all of those. Yarn over, pull through. Now we're going back through those stitches to do our 4 single crochets. Lining up your bar with your crochet hook that's already gone through, like that, so you know you're in the right space. Yarn over, pull through. It's 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 1 single crochet, sorry, 1 chain, miss your next single crochet and do a single crochet in there. I'll show you one more time, then we'll speed up to the end. So chain 1, yarn over, miss the next single crochet and we're going over to start our LLP4 over the next 5 stitches. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, pull through all your 10 loops, yarn over and pull through. Back through the center to get your matching your bar, and we're going to do our 4 single crochets. That's 1, it's easy to get caught, so just make sure you, there we go. 2, 4, and that's your repeat pattern to the end of the row. So I will see you then. Now we're at the end of our row 4, and we've just done our single crochet through the back loop. So now we're going to turn our work and back to the front side now, and we're going to do, on row 5 it says to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do a smaller version of our LLP4. We're going to do an LLP2, okay, over the next 3 stitches, starting at the very base of this single crochet. So yarn over into that first stitch and pulling up. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, yarn over and pull through. And yarn over and close that off, and then we're going to go through and do 2 single crochets. So it's like doing a little half stitch here to the edge. So matching up with our borders there. So yarn over, so that is 1. Go through, and that is 2. We're going to chain 1. We're going to miss the single crochet, and we're going to pop a single crochet here, and that should always match the top of the little shell underneath. Okay, that's it. On our way back, that's our single crochet. So if I do that, I'm going to do chain 1, and then we go back to our LLP4s over 5 stitches. So yarn over, miss a single crochet, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yarn over, pull through all of those, yarn over, finish the stitch. Back in, and we're going to do our 4 single crochets. So matching it up again, pulling it through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, miss 1 single crochet and do a single crochet there. So if I put that down now, what you should be doing is in the gap is where the next one's going, and right on the top of your shell of the one underneath is where you've got your single crochet. All right, so let's do that through to the end where we will do our half again. So I'm just going to do the single crochet, miss a stitch, and we're going to do 1, 2, keeping our loops nice and long. There it is, 4. Chain 1, skip a single crochet into there, we've got a single crochet, chain 1, and here we go. So 1, 2, 3, so right at the end here, I'm just doing the last one over the last 3 stitches. I've done my 2 single crochets, and so now we're ready to turn the work and go again. And if you're listening, Henry is in the background. He's not impressed because he's not getting any attention. So apologies for the occasional bark. So now what we do is we're going to repeat row 4. So we turn our work, we do 1 single crochet, 1 chain, and then we're going to do a single crochet starting at the very base through the back loop all the way back to the other side. And I shall see you at the end of that. Okay, all right, so now what we're going to show you is how to finish off your block. And because it's all wavy, what we need to do is straighten up the sides the top and the bottom, so that when you block it, it's nice and straight for you. So this is what we're going to do. So the most important thing that you need to remember is that you're doing it on the right side of your block, which means that your last row here needs to be row 3, and then you've knitted through the back stitches, a single crochet through the back stitch, the back loop, sorry. So now what we're going to do is do some stitching up here so that it on your final row, which is row 31, to make it nice and straight. So here we go. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip that stitch underneath, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, which is here. So to remember the half double crochet, it's yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 hoops. So that's your half double crochet in the next stitch. Then in the next one, we're going to do a single crochet. So straight in, into there, and then up here, we're going to pop a slip stitch. So with a slip stitch, all you do, there's no yarn overs, is you just pop your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull it through, and then pull it through again, and that's it. Okay, then we're going to do 2 single crochets. So 1 there in the next 2 stitches, and there in the next 2 stitches. Then we're going to do another half double crochet. Okay, so yarn over into the stitch, pull it up, yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches. So that's half double crochet in the next stitch. Then we're going to do a half double crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. So it's yarn over into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through. Okay, 3 on your hook, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull your hook through, yarn over, and then pull through all the stitches on your hook. Okay, then we're going to do another half double crochet into that stitch there. Then we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So remember, with the slip stitch, it's straight in, yarn over, pull it through, and then just pull, whoops, let me do that again, yarn over, pull it through, and then just pull it through the stitch on the hook. Okay, then we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, the next stitch is a half double crochet. Then we're going to do a half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to pull all of them through together. And so you just get a loop at the top. And you can see that that's starting to straighten up. So you'll do that right across, you'll do your stitches down, and then you'll follow this pattern again across the bottom. So I'll get this through to the end so that you can see. And then right at the end, we would do our 2. There's an extra stitch, so we're just going to do our an extra single crochet. So you'll finish off on the last 3 stitches doing 3 single crochets. And as we pull that out, and once that's blocked, that's straightened it up. Well, there you go. That's it, block 7, and enjoy. Bye-bye.